Hello again, and welcome back to the Little Milto channel, this time starting in the kitchen. It's a long story, we won't bother going there, it'll just take too long. But we're going to have a look at DEWALT's 12 volt brushless drill driver. This is a combi, so what we'll do is we'll just pretend that it is actually a drill driver. But there's a problem. To make it fair, I have to run this on a higher amp battery. If I run it on a 2 amp battery, this one, it only delivers 37 Newton meters of torque. But if I run it on a higher ampage battery, like a 3 amp battery or a 4 amp battery, it then delivers 44 newtons. This delivers 57.5, the DEWALT. So I've got to amp it up. The 37 would be no good, it wouldn't do very much. Problem was, the seller on Amazon is selling it for £55. So I thought, I'm keeping my £55 and you can keep your battery as far as I'm concerned. Now I'm going to bring you in for a closer look so you can actually see that on here, the differences in the power. Now, I have no idea if this is going to come out on camera. It tells you there, torque with battery 1.5 to 2 amp, 37 newtons in both machines. That's a drill driver, this is the combi across here, the one I've got. And if you use a 3 amp or a 4 amp battery, it delivers 44 Newton meters of torque. So that is why we're using the 4 amp battery. If you want to give me the £55 to run it on a 3 amp battery, I'll gladly accept the money and go away and buy it. Now, this is the Spax T-Star Plus system I've been going on about. That is there the T20, that's a T25 and that's a T30, it's a T40. If you look very carefully on top, you see the pimple. Spax screws, their head inside them, they have a dimple, and once this marries up with the dimple inside, and they all have it, right down to T10 and T15 as well, they have them, and once they marry up in there, they stop cam out. I'll go on more about this when I'm actually downstairs, so now you can actually see the screws here. In fact, I'll go away and I'll get one. So, there's some Spax screws and some bits. This is a 2-inch bit for Spax, and this is just a 2-inch bit for DEWALT. Any will do it, MILWAUKEE, Bosch, Makita, whichever company you want. You put them in like so, and they wobble, which means they can quite easy cam out. See? Okay. So we take our Spax bit, which is this one here, with our little pimple to the dimple, put it in, and it's rigid. It doesn't want to come out. It stays in. It won't stay on, which I originally thought it was for. And it stays in there, like so. And they all do it. So if you get the bigger Spax sizes, like these, the T20 and the T30, you can actually use the same system with it, and it's in them all, and the system is called T-Star Plus. That's what it's called, and it doesn't matter which one I pick up, it works with them all sizes, all ranges, all head sizes. But of course the bigger the head, the bigger the screw you get, you have to move it up to T25. Now let's have some stats on this MILWAUKEE here. I mean, this is some set of stats. MILWAUKEE M12 FPD GEN2. Now, in brick it'll drill 13mm, because of course it has masonry action on it. In wood it'll drill 35mm. In steel 13mm, pretty standard, because it's got a 13mm chuck on it as well, for a 12 volt drill. Wood screws without pre-drilling 8mm. Well, 8/16, that's 16 gauge. I mean, 8mm screw in, that's a fair old size. And of course we've already had, if you run it on anything under a 2 amp battery, you only get 37 newtons. But if you run it on a 3 or a 4, you get 44 newtons. Which I didn't know. And as far as I know, none of the reviewers that I've listened to about this drill ever mentioned that. I'm not saying they didn't, I might have missed it. Speeds and blows per minute. Travel in first, turns up 450 RPM, delivering 1,700 beats per minute. Second, 1,700 RPM, but 25,500 beats per per minute and masonry. I mean, again, that's pretty well good as well. Of course, DEWALT cheapskates didn't really give out very good stats, although it does have a 10mm plastic chuck, whereas this has a metal chuck. I'll tell you the prices on this later. DEWALT DCD 701 spins up in first 425 RPM, which in first delivers 57.5 Newton meters. In second, it spins at 1500, delivering 22 Newton meters. In wood, it'll do 20mm, and in metal, 10mm, because it only has a 10mm chuck. But I would have thought, with the amount of power it's given out, it would do bigger than 20mm. Although I heard somebody say that it'll do 24 in another piece of paper somewhere. Now comes the price. The DEWALT system, which came with an impact, which is only a drill driver, cost me £230. The MILWAUKEE, which also came with an impact as well, and it is a drill driver, a combi, that cost me £260. And of course that came with 2 amp batteries, and the DEWALT came with 3 amp batteries, the new ones that they're bringing out. Personally, I think the MILWAUKEE was better value for money. Well, let's go away and make some holes in some wood. Enough talking about drills and what they've all got on them. Let's go and try them out. Now, they say the MILWAUKEE will do 35mm in wood. Of course, this will be in first speed. But the DEWALT will do inch. So I've got a 25mm bit here. So I'm going to run them in first speed and let's see how they get on. And when they stall out, I'll then take it out and I'll measure roughly, not in actual measurement, to see how actual far down they go. It says the MILWAUKEE will do 35mm in wood. Well, that'll be in its first speed, not its second speed. So the DEWALT says it'll do an inch. Well, I've got a 25mm bit here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start them off in their fastest speed to see how far down they can actually go in their fastest speed. And then once they stall out, then I'll make another hole in first speed for them both. Okay then. Now, when you're putting hex bits into these chucks, always check to make sure that you're actually on the flats. Because if you don't, and you're on the actual hex bit of it, disasters usually happen. Okay, we're on drill mode, we're in second speed, so let's go for it and see where we end up. Okay. One pull. It's going to break through. I'm going to break it through. Yes, very nice indeed. Okay, DEWALT next. DEWALT's in its second speed, so let's go. See where we end up. Stalled out a lot quicker. Oops, daisy. Come on, get up. Well, we've clearly seen that the DEWALT struggled slightly there, didn't it? I think it took about 3, was it, pulls to actually get it through? Immaterial. MILWAUKEE. We'll move up now to 32mm, I think. 32mm in second speed. Stalled. Now that went down a fair old distance, did that. So what I'm going to do now is just clean it a bit out. Yeah, make sure it's still tight. Put it on first speed and let's see how it goes all the way down. Okay, just a bit here. Okay. working a bit. I stopped that, by the way. Oh. Must admit, that 32mm bit is quite nice and sharp. Okay, switch off. DEWALT. DEWALT and second speed. See how it gets on. There. Right, up there. We'll measure them afterwards. First speed. Not looking forward to this because I know how this thing's got a little bit of torque in it. Okay, about there. Now, at that, I was surprised at. I'll just clean away these shavings. Who went down the furthest? It looks like the MILWAUKEE. Wait a minute, just check that again. Not very scientific, I know. Believe this or not, they're actually quite even. They're the same. I don't believe it, but that's what happened. Okay, one more test. This is a 32mm Daredevil bit or self-feeding bit here in the UK. Same as usual, always make sure you end up on the flats. You don't want this thing ripping off and damaging your jaws. In first speed, as I've said, so we'll go for it now. And let's see how it goes. Whoa, that was a clean breakthrough. That happened before with the other MILWAUKEE. The DEWALT in first speed, of course. Okay, there. I don't believe this. This is unbelievable. Who won that test? The DEWALT only struggled on the 25mm bit or the inch bit. It was the only bit he actually struggled to break through. I think I had to pull it about 4 times to try to get it through. But as for that, they all passed everything else. And again here, welcome to the world of wood. You could do this test all over again and get a completely different result. So personally, I think they both did extremely well for 12-volt systems, but then again, these systems are getting more powerful, and as for the torque on them, it's hard to see. They're both very torquey. Now we come to the speed test with the Spax T Star Plus system. See, locking in place. So I'll just get set up for that, and if you remember, if we use this system, we don't get the wobble here, so less risk of coming out. But you must remember and put these in. You must remember and stick these bits in here properly. If you don't, you will come out even with these. I'll get set up now. This is just to really see how quickly and how controllable they actually are. See, not bad actually, because the MILWAUKEE's a lot faster. Oh, buried that. Slightly a bit short. DEWALT up next. Ooh, slight bit berry mint there. Slight berry mint again. Bit higgly piggly. Not one of my best results, I'll say that much. If you look, this was the Milwaukee here. I buried that one in there. But still quite even all the way along. The DEWALT, not too bad. I got 3 bang on right. That one went down a bit, and so did this one here. So you can see there is a difference in the accuracy here and by going in at speed. Really and truly, the DEWALT should have got that. But as you can see, it wasn't. The Milwaukee was actually that little bit better on the control. Don't get it. There is no hard and fast rules to some of these things. It's just the way they are. I would have thought I would have done better with the DEWALT than the Milwaukee, because I've never done this test with the Milwaukee before. Bet you've seen it here. Now we come to the legendary 70mm hole saw test. Let's see how we get on with this one then. Let's see if Milwaukee's got past their automatic cutout system and improved it, which I think they have actually. Here we go. Nice. Bit of scoring though, and a little smell of burning too. DEWALT up next. Yeah, up there'll do. We're in second. Yeah, we're on drill. Here we go. Light went, the battery in the spotlight went. Here we go. Again here, hard to say. I'd like to give it to the Milwaukee. I don't know. Again, no scoring on this. There is scoring or burning on the inside of them. Both pretty smooth as well. Milwaukee, DEWALT, honestly. It's one of these, both are very good at it. I think the Milwaukee got it because it was a faster drill anyway. So I would say the Milwaukee maybe got that one, but only just. I'm just setting up, getting ready for the next test, and I was like this, tightening it down, and I felt the heat in the battery here. This battery, the 3 amp battery on the DEWALT, is getting quite hot. Now one thing I didn't do was show you that the batteries were filled. You just have to take my word for it. We've already consumed that much power. And I mean, this is the problem with this size of battery. It just is not big enough. My least favourite part of the test. Oh, this one is a bit squint. It's going that way and that one's going that way. Well, there could be a few blooper moments on this one, so we'll wait and see. So I'll get stuck in. I think you should know the rules by now. Ready? Let's go. Milwaukee got that one. I thought the DEWALT was going to pull that one off actually. Okay, we'll redo that one. We'll have to redo them. We've had quite a few disasters. I'll show you the bloopers at the end. And I've pulled the camera slightly further back, so I'm not cutting my head off. As you can see, new batteries, filled and filled. Yeah, that's what went wrong. I also noticed another problem with the Milwaukee. It happened yesterday as well with the impact. When the battery gets down to 2 lights, I notice it cuts out dead easy. So in other words, if we were to do the 70mm hole saw test again with 2 lights on the battery, the chances are it'll probably start cutting out. I've had this problem before with a previous drill. Anyway then, let's get on with it. I pushed the screws in a little bit further than I should have done, but it's so that I can stop the damn things from bouncing. Oh, DEWALT got that one. I'm going to chalk mark that as well. Some flashes now. Okay, here we go. MILWAUKEE got that one. I'll just chalk mark that. This was the MILWAUKEE, this was the DEWALT here. You can see slightly up, but the MILWAUKEE is slightly buried in a bit there as well. And over here you can see the MILWAUKEE still up a bit, but they down flush here with the DEWALT. Yeah, there is no knot on this side, you see. And of course if we come up here, we see there is the MILWAUKEE and there was the DEWALT, a bit squint anyway. But however, if we go on the other MILWAUKEE one anyway, because that's the previous MILWAUKEE across there with the DEWALT, that's previous MILWAUKEE across there, and that was the other MILWAUKEE there. So you can tell the MILWAUKEE is that little bit faster than what the DEWALT is. But you got to remember, it turns at 1700 RPM, where the DEWALT is only at 1500. Screws used in that last test were Turbo 2's T30 head 6x100mm or 12 gauge by 4 inch. Screws being used in this test are 6x180mm or basically 12 gauge by just over 7 inches. And this is the hardwood test, which the MILWAUKEE failed at the last time, but then again it had safety features that cut on. Now we've got a fresh battery in there, let's see how it gets on this time. Now I will try and hold it all the way down, but when this head hits here, they've got a bad habit, they like to rip out my hands. Well, this time I'm going to try and get a better grip of it. Here goes, first speed. I came off that by mistake, my fault. Damn. Yep, got it. Sorry for that, but he got it, he took it down. So, DEWALT up next. DEWALT is now in first speed. Here goes, I'll try and hold it this way. Basically speaking, we knew it was going to do it anyway, and it did. But I've got one more comment to make on this. That MILWAUKEE handle, you know something I'm going to see a problem with it. It's easier to grip the DEWALT than it is the MILWAUKEE. Next problem, can you take it out? Well, DEWALT just put it in, so we'll see if we can take it out. That is going to be hot, yes. MILWAUKEE. problem at all. As the Milwaukee is a combi and the DEWALT is just really a drill driver, the bit I'm going to be using for this test is a Kangol bit. You don't use it with percussion, so it makes it fair. So we're just treating this as if it was a drill driver. So let's get started. Let's go. And the chuck was slipping. DEWALT next. This is one tough block. Milwaukee one on each speed. That was hard work. I've got to admit that that did actually struggle a little bit more than what the Milwaukee did. But as I said, the Milwaukee has more speed, and this block here is definitely a harder block than what the block underneath is, because that was a lot easier to go into. This was hard work, and it was actually jamming the bit in there, and they were both spinning on the chuck as well. A little bit of a screwdriver test. Actually, Milwaukee is actually a little bit warmer than what the actual DEWALT is, and DEWALT battery is actually quite cool this time. The clutch setting on this is actually on 1. We know what's going to happen if you've seen my previous videos on this. It's just going to take it and stop dead, like so. It means it will go low enough, and this thing will do very small screws. I think if I remember right, I think it was 7 or 8. I'll take it up to 8. I'll leave that one in there, just to see how quick it's setting up process is and so on. Here we are. Yeah, no problem. 8, it's doing it. Doing it very well actually. Yeah, no problem. Although I must admit it does make a bit of a sound. But however, it works, and it works very well. Whether or not I'll do great big screws or not with clutch setting, I don't know. But let's face it, if you want accuracy in a nice lightweight drill, this has got it. Now, the Milwaukee has an electronic clutch, so we'll see how that fares. Let's come over here. That fell off. I'll just redo that again. Buried it. That's on clutch setting 1. That is on clutch setting 1. Yeah, we're on speed 2. It's an electronic clutch. Forgetting. We'll just put it on speed 1. And it's burying it. Well, I'm afraid to say it buries things into wood. Those screws are 4 by 50 or 8 gauge by 2 inch, and it's burying them. So sorry Milwaukee, you got a little bit of a fail there. You can't get them low enough to actually succeed on this, and it is, yes, it's on clutch setting 1 and it's on speed 1. So this is a problem with electronic clutches, but Milwaukee's got the settings for this. They won't go low enough. It's actually a bit more designed for slightly more heavier duties and screw work. And of course, the other problem with electronic clutches is this: when it comes to flathead countersunk screws, they're a bit iffy. It's the grey area. bit for pan heads, pan head with washers, button head screws, nuts, bolts, all these things that offer resistance. Electronic clutches, you can't fault them, they are brilliant, except when it comes to countersunk screws. And again here we've got the same problem, and of course it's set too high. I'm not going to pick a fight with people about electronic clutches or the fact is that this thing doesn't go low enough. For screw driving, I'm afraid to say, my opinion is, for the screw driving, this got that one, whereas this, really and truly, for every other type of screw except, of course, the flathead with the countersink or double countersink screws with a flathead, really and truly, that's the problem with electronic clutches. Overall, who won? Well, definitely the speed got this on the masonry, I have to admit. For the flat wood bits, again here it was kind of hard to tell, because you could go a different bit of wood, get a different result. They both did well on that one. Speed test with the screws, once you get used to it, you'll get accurate with either of these. So again here, they're both good. 70mm hole saw test, varied. I think the Milwaukee might have got that one this time round. At least it wasn't cutting out. But if it was on two lights, it might. Now I've had this problem with a drill before where it was doing this. It was fine when it had a full battery on it, but the minute that battery dropped down halfway, no, he gave it big jobs. He would just cut out on it. And this is what this was doing with the screwdriver test. When you see the bloopers at the end, you'll see it. I was pulling the trigger, the light came on and nothing happened. That's on the test with the screws, the Turbo 2 screws, which was a pain in the backside. But again here, Milwaukee, more or less, I think it got that one as well, to be honest, because it got two, it only got one in. Fluke maybe, but definitely the Milwaukee got that one. Big long screw, they all both did fantastic, they both did it. I mean, that is some power for both of them, and think how big this thing is here. It isn't as big as this. This is a big thing. Masonry, definitely, speed got it on that one, because this did struggle. Again, 1700 versus 1500. It's nice to know that finally, DEWALT finally got something reasonably right on this one. I can't wait to see what happens when it hits America. I must admit, I know somebody's channel that is definitely going to have a royal go here. In case you wonder what I'm going on about, I'm going on about a TTR, tool test raw, VCG construction. They generally sort out what is actually pretty darn well good and what is pretty well rubbish, I must admit, and I got to hand it to them. And if you don't know what a tool test raw actually is, you want to go over to VCG construction and find out, because I'm telling you, it's quite eye-opening, the differences in some of these drills that they prove. I've done my bit. As far as I'm concerned, I'm happy and I'm content. I like both these drills, but I have to admit I have a little preference on this one to the DEWALT in some ways. In fact, the Milwaukee Impact Gen 2 along with this one here, you know, I think they make quite a good combination, to be honest with you. You've got this little lightweight little powerhouse that is actually doing something. But there isn't a but. Hang on a minute. This has 57.5 newtons. This only has 44. Somewhere along the line here, somebody's lying. That has this got the power, or has this got more power? Or maybe both of them are lying, that this has got more power than what Milwaukee's saying, and this just really hasn't got as much power as what DEWALT's saying. Personally, I don't care. I like them both, and I'm glad I've got them, to be honest with you. So, if you're a DEWALT fanboy and you go out and buy this, fair play. I think you've got something that's pretty well good, okay? And so is this one here. Anyway, I'm off now, and I'll see you the next time. So, bye, and thanks for watching. No, too close. It's the torque in the drills. Might just leave them like that just now. We'll see how we get on. Getting ridiculous. It is hard with the drills, the impacts are easier. No idea what happened there. Positive I pulled the trigger. Now to start with, I've buried the screws in slightly further than I would have normally to try and keep a bit better grip and to stop the bounce. Part of the problem is with Milwaukee's handle, it's easier with the DEWALT, so DEWALT has a win on this one. Yeah, the problem is that goddamn well Milwaukee handle, you like this with it. Screws I used in that last test were Turbo 2's T30. They were 6x100mm or 12 gauge by 4 inch. These are 180mm by 6. Or here goes. Oh no, I have to do it in first speed, don't I? As Milwaukee actually is a percussion drill, it has masonry action on it. The bit I'm going to be using in there is not a percussion bit. It's actually a Kangol bit. And 3 holes. Oh, that's going to go over there. Don't believe it's second speed. Sorry, first speed. There'll be some interesting bloopers at the end of this. Since you're slipping in the chuck. Yeah, the chuck's tight enough. Oh well, another blooper moment. Torque setting is on this, it's a torque setting.